Good morning. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem led by the DSU Concert Choir. Please be seated. As president of Dakota State University, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 129th Spring Commencement Ceremony. Congratulations to the class of 2013. You have the distinction of being the largest graduating class in the history of Dakota State University. And you can tell because there's not a seat in the house. You should be proud of your success and your achievements. And a special thank you to all of the family and friends that have joined you today to be part of this graduation ceremony. Clearly, all of our graduates needed, and I am sure have appreciated, the support that your family and friends have given you to help you reach this important milestone in your lives. Regardless of whether you start your career today and stay in that career until you retire, or you have many different jobs, I challenge you to keep learning. Lifelong learning is what will keep you young, able to pursue new endeavors, and be as helpful as you become our leaders of tomorrow. Congratulations again, class of 2013. Well, we have a lot to do today. One of the students asked me how long my speech was this morning, and I promised him it was 45 seconds, and I think I just did 48. So we do have a lot to do today, so let's get started. I am so pleased to have a number of honored guests with us on the stage today, and you will be introduced to them shortly. And I'm also pleased to welcome several special guests joining us today, and I'd ask that they stand and be recognized. President Emeritus Jerry Thunheim and his wife Nancy. Past President Doug Knowlton and his wife Sharon. Dr. Leslie Heineman, State Representative for District 8. And my support and my love, my wife Mady. I am particularly pleased and honored to welcome our speaker today. In April of this year, Bob Sutton was appointed by Governor Dugard to become the newest member of the South Dakota Board of Regents. Bob earned his bachelor's degree in political science and master's degree in public administration from the University of South Dakota. He is currently vice president for community relations with Avera Health and previously served as president of the South Dakota Community Foundation, president of the South Dakota Bankers Association, and Executive Director of the South Dakota Association of County Officials. He has served as the Chairman of the South Dakota Housing Development Authority, South Dakotans for the Arts, and as a board member of Junior Achievement of South Dakota. Please join me in welcoming Regent Bob Sutton to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. President. Graduates, parents and relatives, faculty, President Borofsky, and other distinguished guests, good morning. It is truly an honor to be here. And I have to tell you, when the governor called and asked if I would be interested in serving as an appointee to the Board of Regents, this hat was not part of the deal. Just for the record, that was not ever talked about, and today is the first time I'm wearing it. Graduates, you're probably thinking, like I was sitting on the floor of the Dakota Dome in 1990, I have put in all this time to get here, and now some old guy I don't know is going to talk to me about things that I'm not really interested in today. That's probably true, but give me a little bit of credit before we get started. We've all been there. We all felt the same way. We made our way through school, either with mom and dad helping out or working 2 or 3 jobs to make sure we could get the education we wanted. We hated getting up in the morning. We tried to schedule all of our classes between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. and avoided Friday afternoon classes like the plague. Bank presidents, small business owners, corporate CEOs, CFOs, and most importantly, CIOs were all once undergraduate students. They couldn't wait to get out of class, hang out with friends, and do the things that really interested them at the time. My peers, 40-somethings in the business world, spent their time as college undergraduates, much like all of you. You see, none of us had any idea what to really expect in the real world either. It's not like there was some special handbook 23 years ago that said, the day you graduate, this is what your life is going to be like. Your parents, your friends, me, my friends, and all of you walk across this stage today out into a world that has opportunities, challenges, disappointments, and huge rewards. I can't tell you today what each and every one of you are going to be doing once you graduate, but I hope you remember this one thing when you leave. And this is certainly no reflection on the excellent education you've received here at DSU. They spend more time training people to make French fries at McDonald's than they do getting us ready for the real world. In 1986, I graduated from Hill City High School. Hill City is a small town in the middle of the Black Hills, and my class had 29 students. That included one kid who had been in the 3 previous classes as well. It's true, he was. Sorry if he's here today. It'd be nice to see you again. At that time, I could have never imagined that I'd be standing in front of a group of people giving a commencement address at a reputable university. In fact, no one, and I repeat, no one else could have imagined that either. My interests were other places. I lived for the moment, pardon me, and did not think about much where my life was going or what I wanted to be. Of course, I planned on going to college, I thought, graduating, and getting a great job. Isn't that how it works? Other than that, I spent my time trying to figure out who was going to drive to Rapid City, who I wanted to ask out on a date that next weekend, and finally, whether or not we were going to win our next basketball game. Those seemed like important decisions to an 18-year-old, and not a lot else mattered. Fast forward 4 years to 1990, my senior year of college. I was receiving my undergraduate degree, thinking about getting a master's degree or perhaps law school, and pretty much just hanging out. I had really enjoyed college. Maybe too much. But I'd not spend much time worrying about the big, old, real world. My worries were not much different than they had been 4 years previously. Who was driving now to the bar? Who was I going to ask to my fraternity formal? And could the Coyotes just beat SDSU one more time at something? I almost joined a group of guys who decided their last semester of college to leave and become ski bums in Colorado. They wanted to find themselves, whatever that means, and rebel against their parents. Today, only one of those 7 guys has received an undergraduate degree, and the others claim to have no regrets, although I know a couple of them that still call their mom and dad at age 45 to ask for rent money. I would have some regrets about that. You are now prepared to leave Dakota State University and move on with your lives. You are energetic, you are capable, and you are well educated. Most of you feel fairly confident that you could conquer the world. On the other hand, there's a small bit of you that just wants to run away. A beach in Florida, the mountains of Colorado, a cruise ship in the Caribbean, or a park in central Alaska. This is a totally natural response, and it should not alarm you. There are many unknowns out there, and ignoring them sounds easier than confronting them. Now is the point in your life where the decisions you make will separate you from others. Establishing a plan and making good decisions are a key part of succeeding in life. Your plan is personal and extremely important. A person's plan for the future should not be established without confidence and a little bravado. Remember, there are no limits. You are not limited by where you came from, your income or that of your parents, your degree, or your GPA. Think about a couple of examples. The 3rd leading NBA rookie scorer of all time and the 2004 National Basketball Association Rookie of the Year grew up in a town of under 15,000 people and played high school basketball in a gym that has corn glued on the outside. Corn. Only in Mitchell can you turn that into a tourist attraction. But Mike Miller from the Miami Heat did that. The gentleman who led Great Britain through World War II is considered one of the greatest leaders and certainly one of the greatest orators of all time, was kicked out of office twice, publicly used opium in college and never denied it, and drank a quart of whiskey every evening as a young adult. All of those things are true about Winston Churchill. And finally, every night for 20 years, a man from a small, plain state brought Americans news from across the globe. He interviewed world leaders, traveled the globe, and gained the respect of a worldwide audience. This was after he grew up in a small western South Dakota town that doesn't even exist anymore, moved to equally small Pickstown, and finally graduated from Yankton High School. He dropped out of USD and came close to never obtaining an undergraduate degree. Tom Brokaw, one of South Dakota's favorite native sons, was not a lock to end up where he did. Somewhere along the way, these individuals made critical decisions that they were going to be leaders. These individuals turned what might have been viewed as obstacles into opportunities. They decided that they would not be limited by the environment around them. These individuals made the right decisions before they were influential. The time is now for you to make the decisions that will affect your future. You need to make good decisions along the way, or you'll never reach the pinnacle to which you aspire. You need to be a leader. There is plenty of room in the world for leaders like you. Leadership is not making just one good decision. It's being a leader over time among your peers that will put you in a position to make even bigger decisions later in life. Leadership means different things to different people. There is one key, however, to truly setting yourself apart. You need to listen. You need to listen. In 22 years of marriage, I've been reminded of this countless times. I'm not very good at it. Listening is much more important than speaking. You will have more success if you carefully listen to those around you, those who work with you, those who work for you, and those who are your clients. You still get to make the final decisions, but those decisions will be much easier with as much information as you can gather. Communication in general is one of the key and simplest successes in life. Let me share a quick story with you. There was an auction taking place in a remote island in the South Pacific. 10 rare eggs had been found, and they were a really big deal, especially to the pharmaceutical industry. There was some real potential in these eggs. So there was an auction going to be held, and two representatives from pharmaceutical companies jumped on these planes and got over there, and they were bidding, and they each had $2 million to bid with, to buy these 10 rare eggs. And a private collector bid $2.1 million, and they were both out of the bidding, and this collector took them home to put them away under lock and key, these very rare eggs. And the two pharmaceutical reps got back in their plane, and as they were traveling along, sitting back and thinking we're going to fly back to wherever we came from, they started talking. Finally, they said, we're really frustrated that we only had $2 million to spend. And one says, and the worst part is, I only needed the yolk. And the other one said, I only needed the shell. A little communication would have gone a long way. Right there is a prime example that people need to open up, be willing to communicate, and be willing to listen. Communicate and listen. It will serve you well through your whole life. Leave here today thinking about what you want to do. Leave here today knowing that the decisions you make, good and bad, will affect your role as a leader. Enjoy life, but show the world you can lead. So, do you know anything more about the real world now than you did about 7 minutes ago? I would guess not. Spend this summer and the next 4 or 5 years of your life realizing what your passions are. Find something you like to do and do it with enthusiasm and vigor. Step out of your comfort zone and create experiences. Time like this is extremely rare later on in life. The greatest risk in life is not taking enough risks. One of the greatest speeches I ever read was given by author Anna Quinlan at Villanova University in the late 1990s. She was the commencement speaker, and hopefully some of the graduates that day have held these words as close to their hearts as I have. Just listen to a few of Quinlan's thoughts. If you don't hear anything else I say today, the next 2 minutes may change your life. Quinlan said, "You walk out of here this afternoon with only one thing that no one else has. There will be hundreds of people out there with the same degree. There will be thousands of people wanting to do what you want to do for a living. But you will be the only person alive who has sole custody of your life. Your particular life. Your entire life. Not just your life at a desk or at a computer or in a car. Not just the life of your mind, but the life of your heart. Not just your bank account, but your soul." People don't talk much about the soul anymore. It's so much easier to write a resume than to craft a spirit. But a resume is cold comfort on a winter night, or when you're sad, or broke, or lonely, or when you've gotten back the test results from the doctor and they're not so good. So here's what I want to tell you today. Get a life, a real life, not a manic pursuit of the next promotion, the bigger paycheck, or a larger house. Do you think you would care so much about these things if you blew an aneurysm one afternoon or found a lump in your breast? Get a life in which you are not alone. Find people you love and who love you. And remember that love is not leisure. It is work. So she continued, each time you look at your diploma, remember that you are a student, learning how to best treasure your connection to others. Pick up the phone. You can talk into them. They don't just work for texting. Send an email. Write a letter. Kiss your mom and hug your dad. Get a life in which you are generous. And realize that life is the best thing ever and that you have no business taking it for granted. Care so deeply about its goodness that you want to spread it around. Take money you would have spent on beer and give it to charity. Work in a soup kitchen. Be a big brother or a big sister. All of you want to do well, but if you do not do good, then doing well will never be enough. Anna Quinlan's words are powerful. They may not seem like much of a big deal to you today, but they will follow you through your life. How you live your life will be much more important than the wealth and material possessions you amass in your life. If you are a leader who listens, gets your priorities right, and understands that you and only you control what becomes of your life, you will reap many rewards, some of which will include monetary and material gain. Being at peace with yourself and enjoying financial security are not mutually exclusive. I submit to you that the wealth you enjoy as a good person will far outweigh the wealth you have on paper. Enter the real world today with a goal to be a good person, and please hurry. We could use a few more like you right now. Congratulations to you as graduates of Dakota State University. You will do things no other graduates today will do because technically you're better. Best of success to each and every one of you. You deserve it.
Thank you, Regent Sutton, for reminding us why life is important to listen. Dakota State University is honored to count among its graduates and friends many outstanding leaders, such as the individuals we are going to recognize today. I now call upon Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to assist me in the presentation of these awards. Dr. Whitmire.
The Distinguished Alumni Award is presented to persons whose dedication to their community, their country, and their profession is an inspiration to our students and our alumni. Today, we are pleased to recognize a husband and wife team who are both alums. I ask that Dr. Harlan and Vi-Ann Stanislaus please come forward. Thanks. Harlan Stanislaus and Vi-Ann Stanislaus. Stanislaus were students at General Beadle State Teachers College when they married in 1954, and they launched professional careers that reached far into retirement. Harlan earned his bachelor's degree in English education from DSU in 1955, and Vi-Ann completed the two-year teacher certificate program in 1954 and returned for her junior year in 1956. She later earned a BA in English and Art at Dakota Wesleyan. Harlan earned an MS in journalism at SDSU and a PhD in communication at the University of Southern Mississippi. Harlan served a short time as publicist for the State Highway Commission, was promoted a proposed interstate highway project. He taught journalism and photography at SDSU for several years before becoming public relations director for Dakota Wesleyan. He later held faculty positions in Washington, Illinois, and Oklahoma. After years of teaching elementary school, Vi-Ann became a VISTA volunteer in adult literacy. She earned accreditation as a certified literacy tutor trainer, later became a certified trainer of English or tutor of English as a second language. She also received a certificate in pastoral counseling from Tulsa Bible Seminary. The Stanislauses became educators in Chinese colleges and universities where they built lifetime friendships. From 1994 until 2006, they taught in 3 teacher training institutions and a medical university. Now retired, the couple remains involved in Chinese education by assisting Chinese scholars with language issues and providing guidance and counseling. Their family consists of 4 daughters, 12 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren residing in 5 states and in China. Dr. Borofsky, on behalf of the faculty, the staff, the students, and the alumni of DSU, I commend to you Dr. Harlan and Vi-Ann Stanislaus to receive the distinguished, there you are, Distinguished Alumni Award. Did you all want to say a few words? Okay.
I get to be first. Well, I want to thank everybody. We really appreciate it, as we say down south. I have been somehow connected to what I think is General Beadle Teachers College for a long time. My grandmother studied under General Beadle back when, before he saved the schools. And I'll just let that go. Then she was a teacher. My parents Kenneth and Arla Schooler both graduated from here, and I graduated uh, eventually. And then I had a brother and 2 sisters that attended Beadle, and I have 2 grandchildren, Kyle and Cayenne, who graduated from here when it was Dakota something else. So I really feel it is like coming home. But basically what I want to say is when I was the first legal homeschooled child in Lyman County and probably in South Dakota from age 3 to 9 with my grandmother and both parents making it legal. They had certificates for South Dakota, and they were teachers. And I learned from my grandmother, who we were studying Marco Polo, going to China. And she was hoping I would be a missionary, because her son had wanted to be a missionary, and then the hard times came and he had to go home and work at the ranch. So I remember thinking then with her, someday I will go to China. And with God's grace, I got there. But it took a husband to make it happen.
Somehow, I don't feel especially distinguished. We do express our thanks for this honor, and that's a very high compliment. But the fact is that nearly anyone who completes a degree at DSU is by definition a distinguished person, marked for life and obligated to service of the highest caliber, and that's just what this place is all about. The names and faces of a half a century past kind of fill us today. Walking across the campus is a bit like walking through a cemetery where there are monuments with names of people we know. You know, June Emery Hall and Ruth Habiger, those were friends, and there were giants here then. Ruth Montgomery and Agnes Kingston and Gertrude Gill and May Hogan, Bill Beaufort, Preston Terrell, Jen Dorney, and Ruth Habiger was a very special friend. We heard from her a few months before she died. But Lena Meyer and Lois Drake were the English department. And so I remember those. These folks continued to mentor us long after we graduated from here. It was not a kick you out the door when you graduate. We were still part of the family. So I remember one day especially with Dr. Lena Myers, who came here in the 1920s and was here till she retired in the 50s. So she was a very, very long time. And I think most of that time the only PhD on the faculty. She was teaching an advanced composition class, and it was mostly men, Gene Linton, Lamar Nelson, and Bob Well, Jim Koski, and myself, and I don't know, there may have been a woman in there. But she was a small woman approaching retirement, and I remember her sitting behind the desk and kind of peering over her glasses a bit with a kind of a hidden smile. And she said, "Boys, it has been said that the mark of an educated gentleman is his ability correctly to use a semicolon." Yes, ma'am. 1954. She could not have known that a semicolon can be used to make an emoticon that's crying. there were no emoticons, and if I had used that word in the theme, she would have marked it spelling. It's not in the dictionary. And there weren't computers around either. Maybe some card sorters of sorts. But it's okay now to use it as a emoticon. But that's a serious punctuation mark, and I bring it up because in the long history of this institution, the GBSTC years are a very short period of time. They are kind of like a semicolon. A semicolon, unlike other punctuation marks, many others, serves a function to both separate and connect. And the earlier years are a bit like an independent clause which stands alone and has its own meaning, but which is connected to the next one by continuum and belongs together. And I think the GBSTC years are a great big semicolon between the old Teachers College and the forward-looking university that we see today. So I'm informed that semicolons belong between independent clauses. In that sense, probably that semicolon separates a world of fountain pens and lined theme paper and bound Webster's Collegiate Dictionaries with another world of keyboards and word processors and wireless communication, text messages, and all of that. It's two very different worlds, both of them very important. And I think our new president has some shoes to fill with his two predecessors have brought this from GBSTC forward into the next generation. As I say, I do not feel particularly distinguished any more than the rest of my GBSTC colleagues and people. So I think I received the award not as an individual award, but as a recognition of the people in the semicolon years. Thank you so much.
Dakota State University has a long heritage of providing outstanding education and producing successful graduates. Today, we are proud to recognize several of our graduates who walked across a similar stage 50 years ago. At this time, we will take a moment to recognize the graduates of the class of 1963. I ask that Joyce Walbin, representing the DSU Alumni Association, assist Dr. Borofsky in presenting some very special diplomas to our guest alums. If you will please hold your applause until our special alums have all been introduced. From the class of 1963, we have Dean B. Osted from Sioux Falls, Rosalind Busman Klein from Roseville, Minnesota, Farrell L. Jacobson from Badger, South Dakota, and Richard E. Wagner from Esterville, Iowa. Congratulations to this very special group. We're also pleased to present an additional award this morning. The Philanthropist of the Year Award is presented every year to recognize those individuals who show their support for the mission of the university through their gifts and their volunteerism. This year's award is presented to Maury and Alice Poppin of Madison. Maury and Alice Poppin's support for DSU is founded in a lifetime of leadership, service, and gratitude. Their generous gifts over the years are an endorsement of their belief in the mission of the university, their gratitude for the experiences that they both had in college, and their commitment to future generations of DSU students. Please join us in expressing our thanks to Maury and Alice Poppin. And I'm also extremely pleased to introduce a musical selection featuring two of today's graduates, Jacinda Sirwinski and Tanya Jones, under the direction of Sandy Champion.
Feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back where I come from. Feels like home to me. Feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back where I belong. Feels like I'm all the way back where I belong.
Thank you, ladies. Since you are both graduating this year, we will miss your voices next year as we head into that season. It is a tradition to ask a member of the graduating class to present remarks. I'm pleased to ask Rebecca Woelfel to please come forward. While she does, let me tell you a little bit about her. She is graduating summa cum laude with a double major in computer and network security and information systems. During her college career, she has excelled academically, being named each semester to the President's Academic Honors List and being selected as a Lowry Scholar in 2011 in recognition of her academic leadership within the College of Business and Information Systems. She has served as a student senator as well as an active member of several campus organizations. She is a Wabasso, Minnesota native. She will soon begin full-time employment with Innovative Systems in Mitchell, where she has been employed part-time since January. And I can tell you from two quick little remarks. One, I had been at many student senate meetings, and this young lady is not afraid to express her opinion, whether she agrees with you or not. And secondly, I had the opportunity to talk to the owner of Innovative Systems here about a month ago, and he was unsolicited, because at the time I didn't even know that Rebecca was working with him, proceeded to tell me how wonderful she is and what a great job she's doing for that organization. So please join me in welcoming Rebecca Woelfel.
Welcome, welcome. Friends, family, staff, faculty, alumni, and most especially, fellow graduates. The time has come once again to say goodbye, for us to walk across this stage, out the doors, and on to the rest of our lives. But first, you have to listen to my speech. 4 years ago, I had the privilege of speaking to my high school class about how fast the previous 13 years had gone and how exciting the next stage of our life was going to be, how scary it was going to be to leave home, and about all the adventures that awaited us. Little did I know that the next 4 years would go even faster, and that I would be here now speaking to all of you. It's funny how much of what I said then still applies. Fellow graduates, look around. How many of you recognize your neighbors? How many of you expected to make so many new friends, so many wonderful memories? I remember one of my first days here at Dakota State, sitting on the TC lawn in my Go group and being told that somewhere in that crowd of people would be my new best friends. As a shy and very introverted person, I very much doubted that was true. But it was. I met people here that are now my second family, and I'm sure all of you here can say the same. When I came to Dakota State, I knew nobody, but 4 years later, I leave now knowing most of the people in this room. At how many universities can you say that? One thing I've learned in my time here is that college is about so much more than your degree. College is about getting an education. An education not only in your fields of study, but also an education in life. College is about learning how to be yourself, even when there are so many voices telling you what yourself should be. College is about learning how to manage your time, like exactly how many times you can hit the snooze button on your alarm and still get to class. College is about learning to work with others, even or perhaps especially when those others are people you either dislike or don't get their stuff done on time. College is about learning who to trust and about finding a family that isn't related to you by blood. College is about preparing for the real world, but also trying to avoid it at all costs. College is about wanting to be an adult and independent, but also about never wanting to grow up. College is about adventures and exploring playgrounds in the middle of the night. College is when you rediscover just how awesome nap time really is. It's also when you find out procrastinating is not a sustainable way of life, but that you do some of your best work at 3 a.m. when your paper's due at 8. Not that I'm advocating of that, of course, I'm just saying. College is where you decide what you want to do with the rest of your life, and maybe change your mind once or twice or 6. College is about falling in and out of love, about late nights and early mornings, cramming for exams, and sleeping till noon. College is about making memories, nights that never end, and weekends that can never come soon enough. College is about sporting events and hypnotists, clubs and dances, grocery bag bingos and dollar movie nights, overcommitment and sometimes not committing enough. College is about learning you can survive on your own, but that it's so much better with friends. College is about learning how to do your own laundry and missing home and getting along a lot better with your siblings now that you don't live under the same roof. It's learning what responsibility is and testing out what it really means to sink or swim, and somehow finding your way to keep your head above water after all. College is about finding that ever precarious balance between good grades, enough sleep, and a social life. And as we all know, you can only pick 2. College is figuring out a way to hopefully earn more money than you're going to owe. College is, as Miss Frizzle would say, about having fun, making mistakes, and getting messy. Yes, everyone here has earned a degree. Some of you, maybe even more than one. But all you really have is a sheet of paper with some words on it. It is the education you received here, both inside and outside of the classroom, that will really set you apart. College is the last playground, or so I've been told. I sincerely hope that that's not true. Well, I've squeezed as much fun and random adventures into the last 4 years that I possibly could. I'm not done yet, and I hope that all of you aren't either. Some of you may be headed off to a big-time job, some to grad school, some to a job you only took for the time being, and some of you might be moving back in with mom and dad. No matter what road you are headed down, you can be sure life has plenty more to teach you. Your education doesn't end in college. As I said 4 years ago, it's just beginning. Again.
Thank you, Rebecca. Dakota State University has had a partnership with the Army ROTC program at South Dakota State University for several years. It is my pleasure to welcome to the platform today Major Nathan Moore, representing the Army ROTC program at SDSU. Major Moore.
Thank you, Dr. Borowski. Would Second Lieutenant Ethan Schaefer please rise? In addition to pursuing his degree here at Dakota State, Ethan has dedicated considerable time and effort to develop and nurture his leadership talent as a member of the Army ROTC program at SDSU. Yesterday represented the culmination of his hard work. Surrounded by his family and friends, he proudly accepted a commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. He further distinguished himself by being the only member of our program to receive a commission into the active Army. Lieutenant Schaefer has chosen to serve as an Air Defense Artillery Officer and will report to Fort Sill, Oklahoma in January of 2014. Upon completing this training, he hopes to be assigned in Germany. Please join me in congratulating and wishing well U.S. Army Second Lieutenant Ethan Schaefer as he prepares to serve our nation.
Thank you, Major Moore. And Ethan, congratulations. The quality of any education on any campus depends on the faculty. Dakota State University is particularly blessed to have a faculty who are recognized widely for their innovation, their willingness to take on new challenges, and their amazing dedication. They're also a faculty who cares very deeply about our students. Each spring, 4 faculty are selected by their peers for special recognition, and we have 3 of them in attendance this morning, and I would ask that they stand as I call their name, and if you would hold your applause till all 3 are standing. The Merrill Hunter Award for Excellence in Research was awarded this year to Dr. Surendra Sanakar. The Dwayne Mork Award for Excellence in Service was awarded to Kelly McLeod. And the Alexander Sandy Davidson Award for Excellence in Advising was awarded to Dr. Gail Wiedow. Congratulations. I can tell you that I challenged the faculty and the staff in September because the number of students that we had returning from year to year was not as good as it should be, my opinion. And last year we only brought back 60%. And with the work of our faculty and our staff, this year we're bringing back over 70. And I would like all the faculty and staff to stand and be recognized for all of their work. Thank you. Now, if you're following along in the program, you're going, come on, Borowski, get to the point here. And I'm about to do that. But I am going to veer away from the program for just a moment. Because this year, I have elected to award the President's Distinguished Employee Award. And I'm going to present that award now. And that award actually will go to 2 people. And I would ask the first one, who is sitting just to my right, to please stand up, Dr. Cecilia Whitmire. After 27 years here at Dakota State, Dr. Whitmire is retiring. She has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree from South Dakota State and a PhD from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. She started here in 1986 when she was 3 as a marketing faculty member. She became a full professor in 2001. She has written over 20 and published over 20 publications. She was arguably more responsible than any of the presidents she served with, no offense, gentlemen, to start the master's degrees programs that we have here at Dakota State and the doctoral program. And she has led the accreditation responsibility here at Dakota State for a very long time. And it is my honor to present her with the President's Distinguished Employee Award for Dr. Cecilia Whitmire for leading successful change for students, employees, and the community. Dr. Whitmire. The next individual is someone that everybody at the university knows. Those of you folks outside who are parents and friends might not know this person, and I don't know if I can get her up on stage. She has been here 34 years. She served 5 presidents, including Dr. Thunheim and Dr. Knowlton and myself. She was our executive assistant, and that's Linda Brozick. Normally she's in that corner. She's in the back room. She's right there. Oh, Linda, please. Linda has planned and organized this graduation and every graduation for 34 years, except a couple, 2 or 3, where she attended her own family or her own son's graduations. I can tell you from having been here just a short 15 months that my life would be pretty miserable without her. And I know that Dr. Knowlton's life and Dr. Thunheim's life was the same without her. And it is my pleasure to present her with the President's Distinguished Employee Award for superior quality service to students, faculty, staff, and the community. She just told me I'd pay for that. But. Degrees are authorized by the South Dakota Board of Regents. Today I'm pleased to ask Regent Sutton to come back up to the podium to officially tell us that the degrees that we're doing are correct. Regent Sutton, the faculty of Dakota State University have determined that these candidates comprising the 129th graduating class have or will complete all requirements for the degree indicated. I am pleased to concur in the recommendation of the faculty and present these candidates to the Board of Regents for the awarding of degrees.
Oh no, this guy again. Here goes. This is simple and very important. By the authority vested in the Board of Regents for Higher Education, the state of South Dakota, I authorize David Borofsky, President of Dakota State University, to award the degrees recommended. Congratulations.
Okay, if you've been sleeping, it's time to wake up, because your son or daughter or family member or best friend or someone you grew up with is about to be walking here in front of you. So I now call upon several individuals to assist me with the awarding of diplomas. I will ask these individuals to rise and be recognized and ask that you hold your applause until I've introduced all of them. And folks, when I call your name, please remain standing. Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Omer L. Geyer, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research. Dr. Carrie Forbes Boyd, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Tom Howison, Dean of College of Business and Information Systems. Dr. Judy Dittman, Dean of College of Education. Ms. Sandy Anderson, Registrar. Ms. Jennifer Mees, Graduate Programs Assistant. Our student marshals, Matthew Bailey and Jordan Stewart. And assisting also with the graduate hooding this morning, yes, it is still this morning, Associate Professor Amit Dakor, Associate Professor Josh Paulai, Professor Rick Pitts, Associate Professor Surendra Sarnikar, and Associate Professor Wanwa Shan. Today we are especially pleased to present doctoral diplomas to 3 graduates of our Doctor of Science in Information Systems program. I invite Dr. Whitmire back to the podium to present the candidates.
It is my pleasure to invite Todd Allen Little, candidate for the Doctor of Science degree program in Information Systems, and his faculty advisor, Dr. Amit Danakar, to please come forward. Todd Little completed a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Master of Arts degree in Education at the University of Northern Iowa, as well as a Master of Science degree from DSU. His dissertation is titled Understanding Knowledge Creation in the Context of Knowledge-Intensive Business Processes. Dr. Amit Danakar has served as his dissertation advisor and will assist in the hooding. I recommend to Dr. Borofsky and the South Dakota Board of Regents that Alan Little be granted the Doctor of Science degree in Information Systems. It is now my pleasure to invite Timothy James Perez, candidate for the Doctor of Science degree in Information Systems. Please come forward. Dr. Josh Paulai served as his advisor. Timothy Perez completed a Bachelor of Science degree from Chapman University and a Master of Science degree from National University. His dissertation is titled E-Government Security in Municipal Governments, a case study of municipalities in Orange County, California. I recommend to Dr. Borofsky and to the South Dakota Board of Regents that Timothy James Perez be granted the Doctor of Science degree in Information Systems. It is my pleasure to invite Monish Sharma, candidate for the Doctor of Science degree program in Information Systems, to please come forward. Dr. Surinder Sarnikar serves as his advisor. Monish Sharma completed a Bachelor of Engineering degree from Bombay University, a Master of Engineering degree from the University of Colorado. His dissertation is titled Database Environmental Change Impact Prediction for Human-Driven Tuning in Real Time. I recommend to Dr. Borofsky and to the South Dakota Board of Regents that Monish Sharma be granted the Doctor of Science degree in Information Systems. And I now ask that Ms. Meese and Ms. Anderson please bring the graduates forward to receive their diplomas.
Will the candidates for the master's level degrees of Dakota State please rise and come forward? Assisting with the hooding for the Master's of Business Administration degree is Professor Rick Pitts, Program Coordinator. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Business Administration and General Management, Derek John Dieger. Matthew Skelhaus. Assisting with the hooding for the Masters in Information Assurance is Dr. Josh Paulai, Program Coordinator. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Assurance, Christopher B. Arn. Bradley J. Beltman. Paul Allen Doctor. Brian Joseph Donahue. Benjamin Harrison. Adam Mark Clinworth. Dong Q. Lee. Sean Michael Lewis. David W. Miller. Alex Paul Wallman. Lee K. Wong. Daniel C. Wodrowska. Assisting with the hooding for the Masters in Information Systems is Dr. Wanwa Sean. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Systems, Nader Said M. Ulasis. William Andrew Bowen. Holly Ann Rands. Yen Yen Chong. David Stirk. David is also receiving a Master's of Science in Health Informatics today. Carrie L. Trout. Assisting with the hooding for the Masters in Educational Technology is Dr. Judy Dittman, Dean of the College of Education. College of Education, Master of Science in Education and Educational Technology, Sarah Janelle Anderson. Casey Joe Krogman. Lynn M. Schultz.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from Dakota State University please come forward by row? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Abby R. Yokums, cum laude. Chelsea A. Amen. Lucas J. Anderson. Jessica May Abushan. Taylor Eugene Boyd. Elise Rose Bunkers. Vanessa Lee Carlson, cum laude. James M. Chatton, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Daniel Joseph Chrysler, cum laude. Thomas James Dunham. Nathan D. Fields, magna cum laude. Colin Gosmeyer, cum laude. Emily S. Hansen. Kelly R. Hartle, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Brittany Jewel Heiberger, summa cum laude. Amber L. Johnson. Jacob Paul Johnson, cum laude. Sean J. Johnson. Tawny Jones. Amanda Sue Young, cum laude. Lance Keenest. Davida Ray Kittleson. Jordan Knowlton. Presentation by past president Dr. Doug Knowlton. Caitlin Marie Martinez, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence. Clarissa McClanahan, cum laude. Shelby Lynn Meyer. Corey Nelson. Tara Catherine Nelson. Laura Ann Porch, magna cum laude. Tonya Lane Raisler. Chase Randall Sabers. Sarah Elizabeth Schaefer. Sarah Renee Schultz. Megan L. Schuver. Jessica Faye Sharp, summa cum laude. David Ray Smith. Emily Marie Sperry, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Jacqueline Cresta May Stadenbauer. Tyler A. Steele. Angela Timms. Ryan M. Twombly, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Juan Antonio Valdez. David V. Verhey, magna cum laude. Ashley Vetch. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Mifras Hathal Alitobi, sum laude. I'm sorry, Mifras. Christine Marie Amert. Seth Andrew Anderson. Zach Anderson, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Stacy J. Berg. Mitchell J. Bergman, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Vidur Bella, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Lucas Blackburn, cum laude. Laura Marie Brockmuller, summa cum laude. Chancey Ross Cameron. Andrew Joseph Cedergren. Caleb Paul Clements, summa cum laude. Eric M. Chase. Paul Conklin, cum laude. Kelly Detterman. Kristen L. DePaula. Chris Doberstein. Rachel A. Dreyer. Galen Christopher Farah. Matthew J. Fiddler. Megan Joanne Fredberg, Center of Excellence. Jake Allen Friesen. Adam Gertz, magna cum laude. Joseph D. Grubbs, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Samantha Claire Hay, magna cum laude. Kelly A. Heimstra. Michael J. Hoffman. Christopher D. Johnson. Stephen Johnson. Michael James Kent, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Stephen Julius Klekas. Jennifer Knock. Luke Charles Lamb. Keith Ellis Lee II. Carter Lind. Tyler Lee Lechtenberg. Tyler Glenn Lucian. Matthew Scott Mallard. Zachary Ryan Merrill. Kyle Miller. Molly K. Miller, Center of Excellence graduate. Jairus Masaki, Center of Excellence graduate. Jake G. Nienhuis. Yui Onodera, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Rachel Yvonne Orris. Chaz Thomas Palmer. Xingyi Tina Penn. Nicholas F. Penning. Anthony G. Pittman. Trevor Joseph Ross-Connect. Gabriel J. Samuelson. Melissa Pauline Shavy. Johnny L. Schroeder, magna cum laude. Ethan Harold Schaefer, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Dustin Stagg, magna cum laude. Jack Stromberg, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Liang Tung. Joshua B. Tuttle. Stephanie Marie Uhair, magna cum laude. Nicholas A. Welch. Andrew Williams. Lindsay Wingen. Rebecca Arlene Wolfel, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Casey Ray Uni. For the College of Education, Derek R. Barenfuss. Claire Brianne Beck, magna cum laude. Nicholas Burnt. Jonathan Lee Bintliff. Summer Roxanne Bronson. Candace J. Buckles. Christian Todd Bird. Jacinda Jean Serwinski. Carl Curtis. Marshall Thomas G. Doden. Jessica Doty, cum laude. Lon David Eichenberger. Dana Merle Felderman. John Thomas Flint. Catherine Green. Carl Lee Ireland. Morgan German, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Elizabeth Johnston, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Jason Lee Casa. Christina K. Kenyon. Stephanie Jean Krugel, magna cum laude. Cody James Lineweber. Kayla Little, cum laude. Erin Marie McEnroy, magna cum laude. Sean W. Melmer. Molly Merriman, cum laude. Leslie Neiman. Carrie Jo Norton. Andrew Paul Quenzer. Brittany D. Rosberg, magna cum laude. Angelica Schmitz. Rebecca J. Smith. Sydney Smith, cum laude. Kelly Steben. Kyle Dean Teen. Rachel Tillman. Brandon M. Womack. Tori Michelle Zerbel. Brooke Ann Zoss, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. For the College of General Studies, Casey Teresa Bennett. Marie A. Carpenter. Spencer John Daniels. Casey Dazzle. Addie Marie Tripler Jastrom. Candidates for the associate degrees from Dakota State University, College of Arts and Sciences. Tyler J. Campbell. Tabitha Kress. Katie B. Cunningham. Amy Lynn Graham. Megan Hall, with honor. Cordell Mullenberg, with honor. Lacey Lynn Murray. Kayla Ryan. Tracy L. Siner, with high honor. Marissa Jo Trozen. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Jerry Franco D. Belmonte, with honor. Renee E. Cooker. Sarah Lotween, with honor. Shannon Lofswold. Kristen N. Molitor. Andrew Robert Rathbun. Stephen Secker. Amber Marie Woolen. Amy Marie Yost.
Will all the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the degrees to which you are entitled with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Members of the 129th graduating class, we are proud of your accomplishments. You may move your tassels, and I invite those in the audience to join me in applauding your success. Thank you. Please be seated. There'll be lots more of that in just a couple minutes. It is now my pleasure to call upon Joyce Welbin, representing the Dakota State University Alumni Association, to welcome our graduates as alumni of the university. Joyce?
Thank you, Dr. Borowski. Regents, faculty, graduates, parents, and friends. Wow, a standing ovation. I don't know who's happier, you or your parents, when they will stand up for you. But congratulations, graduates, you've reached your goal. You are no longer a student, you are now alumni. At the 2013 Foundation Gala, which is a celebration of DSU grads and friends, Dr. Borowski challenged us to partner with him and his wife in matching a gift to the Partnership Development Fund, which will allow DSU to continue to do what it does best: collaborate, innovate, investigate, explore, and teach. Now, the Alumni Association is asking each of you to join with this partnership. Being a partner means that you make a commitment, you support, and participate in one common effort, which will be the future of DSU. So, we are inviting you to make a commitment to DSU by keeping informed of the changes, the progress, and the innovations on this campus. Read those publications. Read the news stories about the events and the happenings here at DSU. We're inviting you as a partner to connect. This will be second nature to you. with all the social media now a major part of your everyday life. Connect to DSU about your new career, the awards that you will earn, the promotions that will be granted to you. Also connect to DSU to announce those special events, a wedding, birth of a child, or moving to a new address. Stay connected with DSU. We are inviting you to contribute. Partners give back. When you are a partner, you give back a part of your time, your talent, and your experience. We want to see you back on this campus. We want to see you here at the homecomings, at the major events. And yes, even you can make an event happen, as have our special activities such as our golfing events, our football challenges, and our other homecoming gatherings. Partners also invest. You have invested 4, or some of you maybe more, years at DSU. Be proud at what you have earned and tell the DSU story of success to others. This is an amazing institution that has partnered with companies, schools, and countries around the world to meet the pace of the technological world in which we live. We must partner with all of these entities to provide opportunities for future students of DSU. The invitation is open to you, our newest alumni. Partner with DSU by committing, by connecting, and by contributing. The Dakota State University Alumni Association welcomes each of you and wishes you the best in the future.
Thank you, Joyce. I invite everyone who is here to join our graduates and the faculty at the Dakota Prairie Playhouse just across the street for punch and cookies, but you know, it's early. In recognition of today's graduates, and the bookstore will also be available if you are interested in some gift items. My congratulations to the 2013 graduates on your accomplishments and my best wishes for your future endeavors. On behalf of the faculty, the staff, the students of Dakota State University, I thank everyone for coming out today and being here to see your family member, your son, your daughter, your neighbor graduate and share in that success with them. To conclude this commencement, we ask everyone to stand and join us in singing the alma mater, which is on the back of your program. And please remain standing for the recessional. Thank you.